Assalamu alaikum to everybody. I'm very happy to be here. I especially want to thank the management of FC College, University and TEDx for inviting me here. It's indeed an honor and a pleasure. I love this platform which gives one the opportunity to formulate one's thoughts and realize how important it is for all of us to be able to know where we stand in our lives as a community and as a member of this region. So here the topic is envisioned by the visionaries. And I would like to say envisioned by the right visionaries. In this day of AI and so many fake personalities and cult leaders all over the world, we all have to be very careful. Which kind of visionary are we looking at? Which kind of visionary are we going to follow? So we want to be envisioned by visionaries, and we have been very lucky. Let's say I think 80–90% of the visionaries that we have come across have been great personalities. The topic of my talk is that we have to be alert for the other 10%, so that we make sure that we are on the right track. So basically, visionaries are at all levels. Like somebody had a lovely vision that why not have TEDx in Pakistan. Someone had a lovely vision, why not have a beautiful auditorium, an air-conditioned one in Pakistan. Someone had a beautiful idea that, okay, let's have it on 17th and let's do it. And so it happened. So nothing happens in this world without any visions. So over here, I'm going to talk about at all levels. I'm going to talk about micro level and macro level, individual level and, the society, the country. Basically, I have seen visionaries happen after some event and facing an adversity in one's life. And that's when the we find the visionaries coming into place. When they can look ahead and they can find solutions for that particular problem. So we have micro level, we have the individual level, and I'm going to share something of my story. And so we'll go nationally and globally. And now you're wondering, how can I do it all in 17 minutes? Don't worry, we'll do it. So today, we all are clear proofs of, having visionaries in our lives, and we are the ones who people were envisioning, Leaders before us envisioned us living in a free land. Can you imagine, like 100 years ago? It sounded like a very funny story. No, it's not possible. What a silly thing to say. But someone had this beautiful idea that no, a section of a society can have a free land, can live the way they want to do, and here we are enjoying freedom today. So everything has to be envisioned first before it actually happens. It's not just places, things, countries. It's things, a lot of things. We are seeing how we use the aircraft. We don't even think about it. We book a flight and we go. 100 years ago, that was not possible. It was a big dream. It was a big vision. But it is a reality for us. The smartphone, the laptop, everything, each and every gadget. And the best thing is it's available to all. So we are actually enjoying things which even the kings and queens of the past couldn't have. They couldn't enjoy those things. All because of the visionaries who saw it happening first. In our country, we have witnessed a person like Abdul Sattar Eidi. His individual plight, what happened? Like I was saying, the visionary becomes a visionary after some personal trauma or something which triggers pushes him to get to work. His dying mother and him taking her around looking for a place, not finding a taxi or an ambulance for her, and then losing his mother, urged him to do something for other people who might be facing the same dilemma, So that was the trigger, that was the beginning, and today he's been helping millions even after his death. He's arranged things in such a way that it's possible, and he showed us how angels can function among us and around us, and he would never have succeeded if there weren't other angels who were supporting him. So, and many other people have been doing this. So, Edie was asked once that what is the definition of a leader? I think a leader and a visionary are quite similar. So he said a visionary is a leader is one who can look 50 years ahead. So not everybody can look. We can't even look tomorrow and say, oh God, what am I going to do tomorrow? But the visionary, he knows not only tomorrow, but he can plan out everything. So here's a problem. Okay. With an adverse situation. So which slide are we on? Yeah. Okay, let me get here. Yeah. So the thing is that he's qualified. The other thing is that the visionary, though Edie was not himself a very educated person, but his motivation and his management skills, which were natural to him, made him establish such a big place. Otherwise, we know that leaders who have become visionaries are those who are very highly educated, and they are well placed in the society because of all those visionary skills, and they are able to do the work. So, it needs unified efforts in the right direction, and people need to be motivated enough to sacrifice and work first. If a visionary can't work alone, he has to, motivate others to, am I doing something wrong? I think I am. Yeah. Okay. So here I'm coming to the point of my talk that things can go wrong if you don't listen to the right visionary at the right time. We have had wonderful people among us who said, look, this is the way, let's go here, this is what should be done. But nobody followed him, and we missed the chance. There are a lot of I have heard of personalities in 1960 giving a proposal which would have brought Pakistan out of being a developed state into becoming a underdeveloped state to become a developed state by the year 2000 if they followed him. But nobody did. They got involved in petty arguments and lost the moment. So we have to be very vigilant about it, that not to ignore the right visionary. Similarly, beware following the wrong visionary or ignoring the right one, and be careful and choose the right visionary to follow. And we all know the story of the Pied Piper. There are visionaries who at that time people think, oh, this person is great, he's wonderful, he has charisma, he has the gift of the gab, and he is able to sway the masses with his talk. And what happens is that he is leading people into some abyss or something, a deep ravine or something, at their own destruction. So we have to be very, very careful about this. You remember the Pied Piper, how he was in the village of Hamelin in Germany, and there were the mice, and he led them on, and later on he took the children along. So we have to be careful, and we have to go on. In my country, I feel that our biggest problem is the problem of women. Our 51% of population is women. You cannot get away by marginalizing them, Here they are, 51%, and if you marginalize them at every step. So it was my husband who was building the house and he was doing it. And he had ways to this thing, but the banks got closed. And so we couldn't have access to the cash, so it became a debt. And so then I was fighting court cases to open those bank accounts. And the court cases took more money. And again, so I had 4.5 years of fighting in the courts till I remembered that's not on. I had laborers working in the house who knew I had no money and they were working still. I had an architect who knew I had no money and she said, even if I have to complete your house with my own money, I will do it. So all these amazing things do happen. And so I chose to live in that insecure environment where where families were being shot at, there were burglaries taking place right, left, and center. I was living in the middle, but I used to laugh. I said, okay, I have my personal enemies also, and they can join the burglars and all, so it's okay. It's okay. So one by one looks at every issue, and you find the solution. This is how I did it. I put up a security system. I sold a car and, made ways to, find ways to go on. But the thing was that my priorities were fully clear. I did not stop the publication of my book in the US, for which again I needed more money. And I didn't stop my studies. I kept doing that, and the university was sweet enough to give me a scholarship so I could keep on with it. So if you stand your ground and if you are determined, things will work out. So I wanted to have one slide only for my daughters, because in our society people have such a silly way of saying, oh, you have only daughters. Oh, what will they do? I've seen what sons do. Excuse me, I'm better off. I'm far better off. Nothing to do with the sons over here, right? I'm just saying. So, people, when you stand your ground, and you are standing your ground in the worst of situations, people in Pakistan, they will do anything to help you get back up. That's the kind of country we live in. Everybody from at all socioeconomic levels came forward to help me. I would find money coming to me, which I didn't know where it came from. I'd find the dhaba at the back of my house, the chap coming, say, oh, I'll be your guard, I'll be this. People do whatever they can to help you. So my thing was, why shouldn't a single woman live in Pakistan? No, our girls, if they get divorced or something, they move abroad. It's not easy to live abroad, make a life for your own. Why shouldn't she live here? Why should she live with her father? Why should she live with her sister? Why can't she live alone? So I was determined. My children wanted me to go abroad. I didn't want to go abroad. I love being here. So while I was being offered to go, I chose to stay here. But while I was taking a lot of bold steps in my life, I remembered my father's words that you have to know the difference between courage and stupidity, So you have to be very careful, and you have to know that at this place I'm going to be courageous, and another place I'm just going to be quiet. So today I stand in front of you, sharing a part of my journey with you. I completed my MBA. My house got completed, my daughters got married, and I became a philanthropist because of all those people who were so poor and they went out of their way to help me. So when the COVID came, I was worried about them. And so we started the food drive, which became the daily food drive. Even as I stand here, they've had food over there in Islamabad. And wherever one can manage, one does it. So I've shown you a little example from my life. You can take it individually or collectively. If there is a whole community, if there is a country which has problems, it shouldn't bail out. It has to stand their ground, look at the situation and find the solutions and move on. So within 14 years, here I am standing with you, and all this is in the past, and it can be the same with the country. And you can imagine when millions of people are doing the same thing together towards the same direction, they will do it in 1 or 2 years, you know. So it's not that a thing is impossible. The thing is, visionaries make things happen, and they make things possible. Don't get upset by small setbacks. Whatever you do, whenever you do, there will be few, like just now there were some setbacks. So what? Move on, you know. So there is no big problem. So have visions, choose the best visionaries to help you with your vision. Work hard, move forward, and go for your dreams.